let's take a look at what fish are feeding on the backcast. Love to get a lot of good information from a guide when I'm out on the water, and Fred Rowe of Sierra Bright Dot is one of those guys that can do it. And here he was talking about trying to determine what fish are feeding on, obviously a part of the strategy that you really would want to know, and here's Fred going through that in detail.
So a question I get asked all the time has to do with how do you know what insect the fish are feeding on? So I have two answers that I use. This is just a simple aquarium net that can be bought at any pet store. What I do is run it an inch out of the water, off of the surface of the water, and I use it when I can't tell what's hatching. I can tell the fish are rising on something, but I don't know what they're rising. Well, this allows me to capture whatever insect is hatching on the film. It gets caught in the net, and then I can look at it in the net, in my hand, see exactly what it is, find the fly, put it right next to that insect, and know exactly what I'm using, what fly the fish are feeding on, so therefore I know exactly what pattern to use to imitate it. So I commented that I have two ways that I tell what the fish are feeding on. I can't always tell what the fish are feeding on in terms of what hatch is coming off and exactly what they're doing, particularly in water like Hot Creek, where you quite often have multiple insects at the same time. You can see in it and know that there are 2 or 3 insects, but I can't tell exactly which insect they're feeding on. So I use a stomach pump, primarily to figure out what nymphs they're feeding on, but also to determine what insect they're feeding on. The one downside of the stomach pump, I've come to realize, it is biased. If I'm fishing a nymph system, then the fish is feeding on nymphs. Pretty much the entire sample is nymphs. If I'm fishing a dry fly and I sample the stomach, then the fish is pretty much full of nothing but adult dry flies. Patterns. So that is the only bias of using this. The advantage, and I use this expensive Petri dish. It's just a yogurt lid. It allows me to put the insects in here, spread them out, look at them, and then the key, particularly for any fly fisherman, specifically beginners, take a fly out of your box, hold it right up next to the insect, and say, that insect looks like this fly, and therefore I have the right thing to fish with.
Cool stuff. If you want to be put in touch with Fred Rowe, just let us know. He's the owner of Sierra Bright Dot. He guides in the Eastern Sierra. He guides on all sections of the Owens River, as well as Lake Crawley and several other streams in the area. So let us know. We'll put you in touch with Fred. He's got a wealth of knowledge, as you can see from that video, and he's a fun guy to be around. So just call us, text us, or email us, and we'll put you in touch with him, and we'll see you next time right here on the Backcast.